so many companies rely on the global supply chain, right? Tariffs make it harder and more expensive to get the parts you may need, which leads to delays, which leads to price hikes because of supply and demand. Remember, if something is scarce, what happens? The price goes up. That's why they say what? You make more money in a drought. Nah, don't think about that. Tariffs are a powerful, powerful tool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong, but there is a ripple effect when it comes to this. And as investors, as consumers, and as global citizens, we got to ask, how are these decisions helping us in the bigger picture? It's going to be some stuff that's going to happen, and you need to understand the impact of what's going on, how it's going on, how it's going to happen, what's happening. I want you to understand that, right? So in case you don't know, like tariffs are like taxes, right? But they're paid when goods cross the border. So if I'm in my neighborhood and you trying to come in my neighborhood, it's going to cost you some money to put your stuff in my neighborhood. Right? I'm out mid-city. If you come from the 3rd ward, you try to come into my part of mid-city, or you try to come from the 9th ward into my part of mid-city and sell something, it's a tax for you just to sell that. In the street, we just call that draft. You got to pay draft to come over here. Right? But it's on stuff like imports, right? It's essentially saying we want to protect our local businesses by making foreign products more expensive. It may sound simple, but it's not just foreign companies that pay the price. It's the customers, it's the business, and it's the global economy. Why does that make sense? Because it has a ripple effect to it. One is the rising cost for the consumer, right? When tariffs are placed on a steel or aluminum, the cost of the raw material increases to American manufacturer. This means higher prices for everyday goods like cars, appliances, canned goods, all of that, right? So, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying for us, it's a ripple effect, right? It's a ripple. So when you put tariffs on other countries, yep, a lot. Remember, that's why we showed y'all, go back to the global economics thing, Tootie. We having a little class tonight. This is why I'm showing y'all these. I wanted to marry these two together. I wanted to marry these two together because when you start putting tariffs on China, you got to remember, they are the manufacturing hub. They are a global trade leader. Right? And when you put tariffs on, let's say you put them on Japan, So I just want you to understand that. So let's go back to it too. Let's put it on the main screen because I want them to walk down there with me. Let me sit in the chat. We trapping in the chat. We having business tonight, Jose. I feel like we having business tonight. Mm-hmm. So there are winners and losers when you talking about tariffs. They're gonna be winners and losers, y'all. Also, the global impact from it is other countries respond with tariffs of their own. And they start targeting U.S. exports like soybeans, bourbons, Harley Davidsons. So now all of a sudden, American farmers and manufacturers are caught in a trade war. Right? Because nobody takes a tariff and just be like, oh, okay, bet. It's like, oh, okay, you want to slap them on us? Here goes something we can slap on y'all. All right, and then that leads into what? Supply chain disruptions, right? Because many companies rely on a global supply chain. Tariffs make it harder and more expensive to get the parts you need, which now leads to delays, which now leads to price hikes across all industries. But now let me go a little further, Jose. Now you're talking about inflation being impacted by tariffs because everything is now going, what? Up. Now watch this. This is where it gets tricky as some more. As prices go up, what do you think got to happen with the Fed and rates? You got to hike them. You got to hike them because now you got to start making banks and stuff You got to start now attacking it from a different. Remember, we getting rate cuts because they think prices are coming down. Let me ask you a question. The title of tonight's episode is Preparation for a Famine. Now, if you really paying attention to something, if you notice, watch this. If you notice, since the election has been decided, yes, the market did run, but then the tariff talk got real heavy. And then we start seeing the 10-year, the 5-year, and the 2-year do what? Go back up. We've also been seeing what? The cost of goods do what? Slowly go back up. And then we heard the Fed say what? We may not be in a rush to cut. I just want us to understand that. Prices are falling in BTC. We're not talking about BTC here, bro. We're talking about prices that people pay to eat.
It might be delayed.
So I just want us to understand that. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying when we pay attention to the economic playground, we got to decide how we position ourselves for what's ahead. Don't get caught up in the euphoria of, yeah. I want us to back up and say, okay, I made my money. Let me back up and see what's going on. Tech today say, I seen it coming, 100%. So for me, I just want us to be in position. Jose, how we feel? What I did was when I got this chart, I said, yo, let me break it down for my people so they can understand what drives the top 5 economies in the world. I wanted y'all to see what drives, because every economy is driven by something different. So let's go. The United States is driven by the financial markets, technology, and the global. So the dollar is important, plays an important role for the U.S. economy. A study came out the other day. The U.S. dollar is still the most used currency in the world. It is used right now at 47%. 47% of all transactions in the world are done in the U.S. dollar. Wanted to put that out there. China is the world's largest manufacturing hub. They are the world global trade leader, and they have rare earth minerals. The number 2 things for China is manufacturing, and they are the world's global trade leader. I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. Germany, engineering, European economic anchor, green technology. Think about it. When we talk about that's a foreign, that foreign, or got that foreign, they be coming from Germany. All right. Japan, technology, electronics, and automotive industry, and robotics. Where's Africa? It's not up with the biggest because they done stole so much from Africa. That's why it ain't up there, yo, because they done stole so much from it. Next one is India. Top 5, India. Why? IT, software, agriculture, demographic power. Now, mind you, out of everybody, India is the fastest growing one. Yep, Javar, you said it right. That's why I don't think the normal person understand what $1 billion is. That's 1,000 million in properties. They also have to be free and clear with no banknotes. $1 billion ain't no chump, yo. $1 billion ain't no chump, for sure. $1 billion ain't no chump. Yep, so I wanted y'all to see this. Yep, in 2022, India overtook the United Kingdom, become the 5th law. So I just wanted to show y'all this. So, and the reason why I wanted y'all to see this, today, let's put this on the main screen so they can see it on the big screen. Boom, there we go. The reason why I wanted y'all to see this is because, you know, we like to teach over here. You know what I'm saying? We like to teach over here. And it's important for us to understand how this thing is moving. I smell Chat GTP. What at? Shit, I do homework. I mean, Chat GTP ain't create the graph. It's not really hard to figure out what everybody knows for. I study economics, family. You don't need Chat GTP for that. You don't need Chat GTP for that. Some of us actually just study stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. Some of us actually just study stuff.